it's another day. Billions will kneel and pray. Anything to aid escape from the world so cold and gray.
That's good, boy.
And we're back with another episode of Buns and Tuz. We're here with you today on this beautiful Tuesday. Get ready to do this show.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. How about last week?
How about last week?
How about work? How about all that?
Oh, man. No, I'm good on that.
I don't even want to go back.
Does anybody ever really want to go back in?
Some of them do. Some of those motherfuckers, man.
I'm so glad I don't have to be there till Saturday. That's the next time I have to go in.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a good time. Makes me feel good. But no, we're here with you guys today. And we got two things we wanted to touch on specifically today. One of them, I mean, here's the thing. They've both been something that's been talked about for a while. We've never talked about them on the show for the most part.
I think we've made jokes about Biden in the past.
So we're kind of trendsetters when it comes to that.
It's fine.
But yeah, we're going to talk about creepy Joe Biden. He's been getting some bad press here the last couple of days.
It seems like the only press he's getting.
Yeah, not good press.
And I'm fine with that. Fuck that dude. I'm curious because of all these mainstream things about him being a creep. Right? And then these people, I assume, that watch the news will go Google creepy Joe Biden and all that. And it's maybe 2 clicks away from finding out that dude's a pedophile.
Yeah.
Like, it's not hidden at all. I'm going to put some clips in of his hot mics right now.
All right, come on, slide in here.
Thank you. Maggie, do you want to come over here?
Come on, baby, make me look better. Okay? There we go.
Do you guys mind moving this way? There we go. Right there. Perfect. Thank you.
You gotta look up at the center photographer up top of it. You ready here?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, nice to see you guys. Thank you. See you back home, I hope.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? Thank you, pal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fucking gross.
Talking about touching on the babies. Ask my daughters.
You see
what
that
the fuck
one?
are you talking about?
You see that one where Jeff Sessions shoot his hands away from the back of his granddaughter's head?
Yeah. Get away from her, you fucking creep.
Just like you watch any of his videos. You know, here's the thing. This is just now coming up because one politician spoke out and said he kind of like groped me and fucking smelled my hair and shit. He's fucking weird.
Yeah. He whispered, "This is Biden country."
Yeah. What confuses me about the whole thing is how this is just now a thing. Like, I've seen since like probably back in 2017 these videos of him just acting super fucking like greasy with fucking women.
Pedophile.
Like, not just children, though. He does it to, like, grown women, too.
He's a weirdo. I don't know, man. It's right out there for you to find. Why we're even having the discussion is beyond me.
Yeah, in 2019.
I love, though, that the post we put on Instagram at the time of this recording is at 422 likes. Him molesting the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Which is not only premium Photoshop, but it's also a graphic representation of what he would do if he was president.
Like, and I'm going to go ahead and say this because there might be detractors out there like, oh, well, he's just, he's a very handsy person. First of all, if somebody touched me the way I've seen him touch people, I would freak the fuck out.
Yeah. He made kids cry, not babies. Like, young kids that have some kind of understanding like, this is wrong.
I think the one that should have just set red flags was an older girl. Probably about maybe teens, maybe early 20s, I don't know. And he's just, like, groping up on her, and he's, like, whispering in her ear and shit. And you could tell she's just not fucking...
I'm not sure which clip I'm going to put in at that space that I just used a few minutes ago, but if it's the one with the hot mic that you're talking about, if you just YouTube Joe Biden hot mic, I think she's, like, 13. He mentions, how horny he is, how much he likes it. She's a teenager, talking about making movies.
Yeah.
What?
What the fuck, man?
Shut the fuck up. Put the pedo to the metal. Joe Biden 2020.
At this point, though, in this age of American politics, do you really think this is going to slow him down that much?
I fucking hope so. But this could just be the normalization of...
I don't know, because this could be like, you think about it, I don't know, it might just be like a fucking, you know how this shit is, the left might absorb him. You know what I mean? Like, because they they'll just like they'll disregard him. Mm-hmm. Right? He fits all the categories of somebody being worth disregarded anyways. You know, he's old, he's white, and he's a man.
Yeah.
He fits all the categories for basically being able to cast him aside anyways. So I think there's a fairly high possibility, you know, he could be cast aside. But I don't put it past them to just like welcome back into the fold either.
I wonder if he's represented by any like powers. You know, like the Clintons, they have their whole hillbilly mafia, the Bush dynasties.
No, he's been in Washington for a while, so.
But who's he? You know, who is Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Who's he a member of?
I don't know.
Like a pedo club?
Probably.
Just a rapey old man club?
Could be. Creepy old dude that gropes on women club?
Rotary club?
But nah, I just don't understand how like people get behind this dude. Just I think people are being turned away from him because of that activity.
I'm kind of hoping that everybody just stops voting for presidents.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not... If I could come to the realization that we don't need a daddy, like, I'm pretty sure most people could.
See, here's the thing by that logic, though. Your dream has already been realized, because if didn't vote wasn't a candidate for president, didn't vote would have won the election in a landslide. Like, the margins of, like, you could look up any chart, like, percentage of people who are eligible voters that didn't vote in the presidential election, and you're going to go ahead and find that, in the grand scheme of things, Hillary Clinton voters and Donald Trump supporters are in the minority. The didn't vote guy would have fucking...
How many adults are there in the United States? Like, adult citizens for voting purposes? I bet Google knows. Acting like we don't have phones and shit. I just wondered what it was versus what voted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess it's a good thing there's going to be a census in 2020, because all this data's got to be outdated. There's registered. Registered voters alone is looking at 157.6 million.
Okay.
Out of 300 million people. That's registered voters, though.
The United States Census says 247,813,910.
That are eligible to vote.
Just adults. Yeah.
Okay. So
you said 150 million are registered?
157 are registered.
So, I mean,
in reality, your dream has already been...
Yeah.
It has been realized. The unfortunate part is that we're playing by a different set of rules. So it's not that we can not elect somebody to the spot when there's no voter turnout.
I wish that Adam Kokesh would have got in there and just destroyed it all.
I mean, here's the thing, though, and I'm not saying the Electoral College is a bad thing, but in theory, none of us would have to vote for there to be a president, because the Electoral College elects the president.
Yeah, that's fine.
So even if nobody voted, the Electoral College would still be voting. So
let's tear it all down.
Yeah.
I don't know. This has been like the strange week for revisiting old topics, because we just talked about Joe Biden. We've talked about him before. Now it's in the mainstream everywhere. And yesterday I was talking to my mother about those doctors that killed themselves last year, 2016. There was like 20 or 30 of them that committed suicide working on the GC Math project. We talked about that before.
Nah, I'm blanking.
They had figured out the GC Math. It was like a nebulizer treatment.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a protein that binds with D3 to kill cancer.
Yeah.
They all committed suicides. I was telling her about that. And then she wanted to know about Organite, because we were talking about the 5G and how it's going to be wrecking shit.
Yeah.
So she was really interested in that, and I gave her a breakdown of Wilhelm Reich.
Did you know, I saw something, by the way, for people who want to fight 5G. From what I've gathered, the best ways to fight it at this point that people have started to do is to use their local government to enact policies when it comes to 5G towers. And keep them out of their municipalities.
That's what we need to do. This shit's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Check out that new Fireside chat. I don't know if you have or not.
No, I have not yet.
That dude's he scared me.
But, yeah, they said, a lot of people said that they've started going to their, like, local town councils and stuff like that, and city councils, and proposing legislation to ban 5G towers from their cities.
I just wondered.
That might be our only hope.
I just wonder if since it's coming from the federal government down, I'm sure there's money attached to it.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
So if you get these ordinances passed, I don't know.
But that's the thing, though. As long as it's not unconstitutional, and that's even on the state level, each state has their own constitution. As long as it's not unconstitutional for a town or a city or municipality to say, we're not going to have these here.
I just wonder about the corruption of the politicians to overthrow that shit, though, when it comes down to it. You know, like, think about the eminent domain situation that happened with Walmart not that long ago.
You're right, but at the end of the day, even if going through the normal channels of public legislation doesn't work, there's always other options. And when I say that, I mean
well house options.
Yeah, destroying them.
Yeah, that to me is more important. And this is should be telling to those of you who know me. I love the internet. I love using it.
Mm-hmm.
I love data. You know.
Yeah,
but I hate 5G worse than I hate the idea of having speed cameras everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I probably wouldn't go out of my way to destroy a speed camera.
I'm going to be frank, though. Fuck speed cameras.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm definitely going to go after some 5G towers, allegedly.
Yeah.
They start popping up. They're going to put one up every 500 feet. That's fucking crazy.
I think also, not just that, because here's the thing. I think this is what we got to learn is that, one, when it comes to governance, I don't think it's something that should be done in sweeping federal motions.
No.
So, like...
Pretty sure we were set up not to be that way.
Yeah, why I would want to work on this on a municipal level would be because I think that's the most effective. Up to, like, maybe the state level on certain things, like, say, like, I just heard that all these companies that collect your DNA for analysis are now getting ready to start selling your DNA or your DNA code to pharmaceutical companies.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to seriously start considering, and you know, this is weird coming from somebody who is very against legislation, but I believe the right to your genetic material is a right.
Yeah.
A right to your identity, which in turn means your name, your genetic material, your thoughts, and all that shit theoretically should fall under some sort of trademark, copyright. You know,
for sure. I don't like it for the fact, like, if you want to take your DNA, and I've wanted to do it myself, just to see, you know, it has an appeal, knowing the ancestral part behind it. But like, if you're gonna take in my shit and sell it to multiple other companies, like, why are you charging me $60?
Yeah, you're making even more money off of my information.
I'm
now.
paying you to make money off my shit.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Fuck out of here. And then I wonder, too, how much of that will go into some broad spectrum database that is later on used with Trump Care or Obamacare or whatever it is.
Jesus.
Could you imagine? You know, like we just had a fist fight with our insurance company at the Factory of Sadness in order to keep our dependents.
Yeah.
Like, who's to say later on down the road, they're like, well, you're going to get denied for that treatment because you had it coming genetically.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's what scares me is like, if, say, insurance companies could get a hand on your DNA or your DNA records and all that, they could be like, oh, well, this person has a genetic predisposition for blah, 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 blah. So we're going to go ahead and if you want insurance through us, this is how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
Or we're going to go ahead and just deny you coverage for this disease because you have a predisposition for it. Go fuck yourself.
Eat a dick. Yeah. Fuck off.
You know, that's the thing. Like, you're in the insurance game. Yeah. So, like, you know, the thing is, though, like, because that's the thing. Insurance to me is like corporate gambling. Right?
Yeah.
They're taking a bet that nothing wrong will happen to you.
Yeah.
Before they want to at least break over even with whatever you're paying them before they have to cash out, right?
Right.
So why don't we just keep it that way?
It's a rife business model for fuckery.
Because that's the thing. Like, when they have control of certain things, like our genetic material and stuff like that, that's fixed gambling right there.
Yeah.
Because they know better the odds, and I don't think they should know the odds that well.
No, that's it's too much like a casino at that point.
That, or you know what's fucking crazy? You know what would almost get probably the insurance guys right out of the fucking market?
What's that?
Is if the government got their hands out of healthcare in the first place.
Look at you. Thinking progressively.
Because them interacting with the healthcare field in and of itself from the get-go, just like colleges, has made being able to live without health insurance or, say, getting loans to go to college virtually impossible.
I don't understand why they don't just cut the, other than the fact that it's corrupted and they want to make as much money as possible, I don't see why they don't just release the state lines mandate. Like, make all the states compete for the best, cheapest insurance. The market eventually will have it distilled down to where the company is going to give you the best service for the lowest price.
Think about it. I mean, they do it kind of like that with car insurance already.
Yeah.
They say, oh, to have a car, you have to have car insurance. And then you have car insurance companies competing for your business.
Yeah.
Like, right now, the insurance companies don't have to compete for shit. Mm-hmm. As far as I'm concerned, that should be considered racketeering.
Yeah.
Speaking of healthcare and taking care of yourself, I'd say that's a probably pretty good segue into the other thing we want to talk about today.
What is this motherfucker's name?
Dr. Sebi.
Yeah, I know that, Dr. Sebi, but who's the one that just got murdered?
Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle.
I think.
He was doing a documentary on old boy.
Nipsey.
Nipsey Hussle. Here we are. Yeah. Apparently it was some crip shooter, some crab.
I don't believe it.
He's out there crab walking.
I think it's fake news.
Either that or they paid the motherfucker, right? Like, yeah, that's the culture. It's the equivalent to you paying a crackhead to do some shit.
Yeah. It's kind of like how the mob used, not the mob. It's kind of like how the CIA used the mob to put out hits. Yeah. Kind of keeps your hands clean.
Right. I mean, it's just the Crip that did it. It didn't have anything to do with the fact that this guy was releasing a documentary on Dr. Sebi, his recipes, and how he cured HIV.
Yeah.
And I'm going to insert some Dr. Sebi interview clip right here. He talks about curing cancer, blindness, all kinds of shit. Sickle cell, too, I think.
When I had cured these people of sickle cell and lupus and herpes and blindness, I was happy. I said, now I could go to all the leaders. I could go to Minister Farrakhan. I could go to Jesse Jackson. I could go to Al Sharpton. I could go to Oprah Winfrey. But what I found out, I was mistaken. I was wrong. They are not interested in the healing of any black people.
That's an explosive claim.
That is not an explosive statement. That is a reality. There isn't a black leader in America that is interested in the health of the black race.
You say that because they refuse to interact with you?
They are not in the position to respond. If they were, my first case of AIDS was cured in 1984. Yeah. And since then, we've been curing people of lupus and herpes and cancer and blindness. Not one black leader ever said, well, let us help the brother.
Don't bother looking up a Wikipedia page on him. You know it's already...
Is it bad?
Oh, it's already tainted. Yeah. You know it's already tainted. They like to throw in their fluff words that they prefer using, like pseudoscience and whatnot.
Oh, man, yeah, pseudoscience, quackery.
So, yeah. So go ahead and just disregard the Wikipedia page. Go do some real deep work for yourself. If you don't believe it, don't believe it, you know? You don't have to.
Yeah.
But the dude got results. But no, so Nipsey Hussle, to give you a background on this.
His government name is Ermias Asjadum.
Was a entrepreneur and a rapper.
Yeah.
And he was in the process of funding and putting together a documentary about Dr. Sebi, who we just talked about. And this is actually, I heard about this before he was killed. I've seen people like, oh shit, he's going to release this documentary basically saying that they've had a cure for AIDS for years and that they basically covered it up and killed Dr. Sebi to keep people from being cured.
What a better way to underline somebody's fucking documentary. Like, is it complete?
No, but I just saw today that Nick Cannon, who apparently was friends with Nipsey Hussle, was like, don't worry, I got this. And he's like, this is like a marathon. He's like, I'm just picking up the baton. We're going to finish this thing.
Well, I mean, I don't know too many people would be upset if he got shot.
Ba-doomts.
Yeah, just hating.
But no, man, like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, for sure. It's just like, I mean, they did a really good job, whoever they are, you know, pharmaceutical heavy hitters. Like, if you wanted more people to watch that documentary, you just accomplished your mission there. Because when it comes out, it's going to have a lot more bravado behind it because you literally had that dude killed.
Yeah, it's actually, and surprisingly, this conspiracy has some traction. Not like not a lot of mainstream traction. Like the only mainstream article I see about the possibility of a conspiracy involving Nipsey Hussle is a BBC News But it's just talking about how there's a conspiracy theory threat spreading.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, you have to look towards more news media directed towards African Americans to find anything about it.
The black entertainment television.
That and others. You know, you gotta dig a little deeper. You know, get out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about like all that, especially when you start doing research, you have to learn to divorce yourself when people who are a group of people or race of people who are angry at things that have been done to their community.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have to divorce yourself from what they're saying, what you think they're saying versus what they're really saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like how like when you hear like people in the Middle East say "death to America," right? For the most part, they're not meaning literally to American citizens. They're talking about fuck the government, fuck the American government,
the same
right?
type of shit we're talking about.
So like when you hear people like, especially in the black community, who are like, fuck these white motherfuckers.
I hate Caucasian. I hate every Caucasian, you know?
Well, you hear that sometimes, but a lot of times I don't take like, if they're talking about like systematic government oppression and they in turn say fucking white people.
Yeah.
I have to divorce myself from that and say, he's not talking about me. He's talking about the piece of shit government that's fucking us all over.
Yeah, I just wish you would do a better job with your words.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, if you look at the dudes who are doing it, I mean, not to say they're all white, but I'm pretty sure even with that broad of a stroke of your brush, you're covering pretty much 95% of the people that are doing it.
Yeah. I mean, even Jews are white.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Actually, I saw something about that, a meme earlier about that, because it was like some Jewish SJW caricature, right? And they're like, white people are overrepresented in media and da-da-da-da. And someone's like, okay, if white people are overrepresented by this much, why is it that Jews are overrepresented by like 400% in media?
Whoops. Oopsie. Yeah.
If you're talking about representation, they're way more overrepresented than just normal white folk.
For sure.
Just saying.
Yeah. Is there, you can find Dr. What the fuck? Dr. Sebi, you can find his recipes online, right? Like he was just doing was it like a vegan diet?
Vegan alkaline diet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing, I mean, it wasn't like super complicated or anything.
And he wasn't
like
trying to sell you secrets. That's another, I think, telltale sign of a good dude. You know, with our historical bones and tubs, people, what would you call it? Like a rating system. I would give him an A+. Right?
Yeah.
Much like Dr. Wilhelm Reich. He put all his shit out for free.
Yeah.
Because and Tesla.
Yeah.
A++.
A++.
Even though there's a conspiracy that Tesla never even existed. Fuck off.
Oh, give me a fucking break.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
Shut the fuck up.
I start listening to this shit and I'm like, oh, that's dumb. And then he starts talking about different things, and I just turned it off. I was like, I don't even want to know. The dude's alive. You know, he was alive.
He was alive.
He was a real person.
Nikola Tesla existed.
But
then I saw the shit about Nikola Tesla inventing a time machine, and that's what, like, we're dealing with right now.
Fuck. Listen, man.
Like,
Charlie Chaplin, look that shit up on YouTube. Just type in, I think it's Charlie Chaplin Time Traveler, and explain to me what the fuck happened in that video.
Are you talking about with the cell phone?
What was that,
Dude, it was like 1920s.
It's like 1920s. They didn't even have the ability to record sound with moving pictures, right? And Charlie Chaplin was recording the street, just like some crowds walking for like clips for his movie or whatever. Yeah. And this motherfucker walks by right in front of the camera. Looks like a Miss Doubtfire, a dude dressed like a woman. And he turns, stops, looks, and smiles at the camera, and he's talking into a cell phone.
Yeah.
What?
Well, it makes me wonder. I actually had this conversation with Toby the other day. I said, can you imagine, like, what if you've already met, like, people that you're related to, like, down the line? Mm-hmm. Like, your great-great-great-grandchildren. Like, time travel tourism is a thing.
Yeah.
And they, like, come back. Because you ever had a weird encounter with somebody before?
Yeah, man.
Like, you're just, like, somewhere, and someone, like, comes up and starts talking to you. You don't no fucking clue who they are.
Last week. It freaked me out.
Yeah. Makes me wonder.
Yeah, it should.
Because, like, we had that happen. Well, it didn't happen like that, but it reminded me of it when we were at Frisch's the other day, and this old couple walks in and sits down, and it looked like me and Tobine's, like, 40 years down the road. And I was like, what if that's us? and we're just casually sitting over there. We got into a time machine and came back to see ourselves as younger.
Was the guy ripped and fucking spray tanned with a bald head and a fucking gold chain?
But he looked like he ate. If it was me, he aged well.
That's how I picture you, like a real fucking hardcore badass.
Yeah,
you know? Goatee.
Probably about 75.
Yeah,
looking
35.
Yeah,
strong.
Definitely. No, he looked pretty old. But I said, like, because I've had those encounters before where I was like, just somewhere randomly, like at a grocery store, or just somewhere, and then someone walks up to me and just generates a conversation with me out of the blue.
You know what's like? I totally get that, and I see it. It's possible, but like, goddamn, why couldn't you go back in time and change some shit? Like,
well, see, that's the thing.
Federal Reserve System.
Say it is like some form of tourism. There's got to be rules.
There has to be, but I mean, they got to be pretty lax. If fucking dude, that Charlie Chaplin shit, or I believe there was a Muhammad Ali boxing match, and it looked like somebody in the crowd was holding up an iPhone.
I've seen that one before too. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, that was later on. That was in the early '90s, but it looked like a modern cell phone.
Yeah.
In the early '90s, they were holding up,
tripping.
Like,
we had fucking cassette tapes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That dude had an iPhone.
I don't know, man.
I was recording shit off the radio with a cassette recorder, trying to get Kid Rock songs.
Mm-hmm. I know that feeling.
Struggle's real.
Sitting in the, back when people used to have like a full-fledged music station with like a record player, cassette player, CD player.
Yeah, we had one of those.
Decked out. And you'd turn on the radio and put in a blank cassette. And then you sit there and listen to the radio. And when it was time for a song you wanted to record, you'd push record on it.
Simpler time.
Yeah. It was a simpler time.
Prior to YouTube, all those things.
Used to have one of those. Nobody has those anymore, though.
No.
I mean, it's okay. I get it. When everything's at the touch of a button, why would you fucking bother yourself with a collection of things?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'll never be a time traveler. Because I would go back and, I'm changing some shit.
Well, see, then the time cops would show up and kill your ass.
I've seen the one.
Yeah.
With Jet Li.
Yeah, but that's multiple dimensions, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of the same. Well, you're right. Yeah. Multiverse.
It's a multiverse. You kill for other versions of yourself.
To get stronger.
Yes.
I would do that, too.
Yeah.
I love myself, but I also hate myself. So it makes sense.
What if you just killed versions of yourself that was a lame? Because there's universes where you're a piece of shit.
Oh, there's an infinite possibility. I mean, I'm a piece of shit in this universe, So I guarantee it's only worse further out you go.
You gotta look at it like Rick and Morty terms. There is infinite bones on the finite curve, but some of them are fucking straight turds.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for me.
I feel like, like I said, I'm a piece of shit, but I feel like I'm getting better.
Yeah.
But there's definitely universes where it's going exactly the opposite.
Oh, yeah.
Some dude addicted to space heroin or whatever it might be.
I mean, think about it. There's days where you think you're almost hit the bottom of the barrel. Listen, there's another version of you that's doing something way more depraved than whatever the fuck you're doing.
Some serious shit.
Yeah.
Zodiac killer,
Well, I guess gotta go kill it now.
Yeah, that or the politician. Speaking of Zodiac killer, be like Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Different, potential presidential candidate bones.
Yeah.
Doing some sly shit. Doing some of that bad work.
Yeah. But nah.
Yeah,
so in recap for a lot of things we were talking about, if you haven't heard of Creepy Joe, you need to go take a look at it.
Yeah, Creepy Joe, Joe Biden's a pedophile, Joe Biden hot mic.
And
those are all good search terms.
Dr. Sebi. And
Dr. Sebi.
Got R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah. Fuck the Crips,
He was doing the good work.
By the way.
Oh, yeah.
Just want to throw that little bit of shade out there.
Now my house is going to get shot up by Bloods.
Unfortunately. Well, no. If anything, they would be like, yeah, fuck the Crips,
Oh, hey, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, so then I'm going to have Crips coming to my house and fucking...
No, I doubt it.
They'll do a drive-by sucking.
Yeah. They'll drive by and suck some dude off.
Yeah. We got you!
Yeah.
Inside jokes are the best kind of jokes.
I know. There's a handful of people laughing right now.
Yeah. The rest are like, all right, what makes Crips? suckers.
It's a requirement.
But can you bleep out just the dick part of dick sucker, though?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, thank you.
What if I made the edit sound cock?
Can it be like a rooster sound, like caw-caw? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. But there was another thing I want to talk about. I didn't talk to you before the show, but I wanted to bring it up because it's something that's been, it's really grinding my gears.
Yeah.
All right. Don't get me wrong. As a member of the people from the Caucasus region,
white folks,
I have to say we do our fair share of goofy shit, right? And I occasionally will be scrolling through something and see it myself, some goofy shit I've seen on my timeline, and
look at these white motherfuckers,
and be like, fucking white people.
Yeah.
But that being said, it happens from time to time. I've noticed lately there's a lot of like super like gross, self-deprecating white people out there who constantly make fun of white people, even though they're white. And let me tell you right now, if any of our listeners out there are part of this group, which I don't think there probably are that many.
No, probably zero.
But if you do exist, I want you to know that what you're doing feels entirely and wholly disingenuous. Like, seriously, like you, like seriously, you like walking into a room full of fucking black people and being like, fuck white people, they're fucking stupid. Like, what do you do? Like, anybody who believes you deserves to be, I mean, like, they deserve your belief because they're a fucking moron just like you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gross.
Like, it's disingenuous.
Nastiness.
Like, that's the thing. Like, so I'm shitting on a group of white people right now, but I'm shitting on a group of white people that disingenuously shit on white people.
I like to self-deprecate, but only in a constructive manner.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
there's no need to do all that. That's gross.
So trust me, and second of all, there's plenty of white deprecation going on out there against white people from other groups. You don't have to join in with the voices. Nobody believes you anyways.
Why don't you just be a good person and try to be proud of who you are?
It's like, you know, pretend feminist. Like, well, men who call themselves feminists are really just creeps.
Trying to get laid.
That's why I call myself an egalitarian.
Yeah.
Because I avoid calling myself a feminist. It means basically the same thing. Except I'm not trying to creep on women and be gross.
Whammon. Got to protect the whammon.
Because it seems like any man that self-identifies as a feminist, in reality, is a fucking creep.
It's a sneaker fish. He's just trying to get laid, you know?
Like, am I not the only person that's noticed that?
No, I think most people with eyes have seen it. That
they're fucking gross?
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing, though. Like, it's kind of shitty because, you know what? Like, I believe in equality of the sexes. But I don't want to call myself a feminist because I'm not a creep like them.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I call myself an egalitarian because it means the same thing.
More comfortable label.
Yeah.
.com.
Because I'm not a creep.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to use my belief to, you know, try to get some fucking some sympathy trim. You know what I mean? Like, and then when they don't give trim, you suddenly become like the biggest fucking like angry incel you've ever seen. Like, haven't I been nice to you? I believe in equality. Suck my dick.
Fucking bitch.
Now suck my dick.
Yeah.
Like that's what I imagine what they're saying in their head.
I just don't know, man. I hope there's a tide to all this. When we maybe we reached out too far as humanity, you know, where we're lightweight flirting with pedophiles, being cool there for a while, and people identifying as a planet Mercury, and now maybe the tide's going out a little bit, back to common sense.
Maybe.
I hope so.
There's still too many self-deprecating white people out there, though.
True. I hate white people.
But nah, I wanted to talk about that because it's something that grind my gears, and I almost made it a hill to die on Facebook. But you know how I feel about social media.
You gotta get a troll, man.
So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I was like, I have a perfectly good podcast to air my grievances on. So
Festivus.
People who listen, probably more people will see this than anybody on my Facebook account.
Yeah,
so,
Facebook's dead.
Yeah. So tell me out there how you feel about that. Anybody that's willing to listen. Tubbs wants to know. Do you feel the same way? Are they being disingenuous?
Yeah, they are.
They are. But I mean, I want to know your opinion.
Yeah. Reach out to us. Give us your commentaries.
Yeah, we love comments. We love them.
I love conversations.
You know what I love especially is when people quote shit we say on the show back to us, and then I have no fucking clue what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, because we go into some weird fugue state.
Yeah. So, just so, like, I'm going to make a mental note to remember something. If anybody comments out to me, like an asterisk, makes growling sound and then waves object in face, I'll know what you're saying because it's a new. It's not a new thing. I've been doing it for a while, but I just introduced it to my podcasting partner and a couple other people.
It's changed my life.
Yeah, but I want you to, if you're sitting next to a significant other right now, maybe in a car,
a stranger,
or a stranger, it works. I mean, you might get punched in the face, but I want you to take the nearest object you have.
Anything.
It could be anything. It could be a bottle. It could be a cell phone.
Piece of paper.
It could be. It started with an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
And you put it close to their face and wag it in their face, and you go, oh, I fucked it up. You go,
Yeah.
like that, and see their reaction. I could guarantee that their reaction will make you laugh.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's instant laugh powers.
I want to leave right now and go do it to someone strange.
Yeah. Like, I said that video to you last night. Did you hear Toe Beans at the end of it? Like, stop it!
Yeah.
I wasn't even doing it to her, and she's still like... But no, so if you quote at me like something like that, like, wave something menacingly and growls, I'll know what that means.
We should make that a Bones and Tubs Nation thing.
Yeah.
That'd be our call sign.
Yeah.
Our gang sign, as it was. See people in public, they're like, oh, what's up? Oh, shit.
Yeah. But I think that about wraps it up for the show.
Yeah.
If you haven't, you need to go over to Patreon.
Yeah. Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs. We got some reward tiers.
Join the nation.
Some bumper stickers. Some t-shirts.
Pretty soon we're going to figure out the magic spell that allows us to put fucking our road talks on there.
Yeah.
For all you nation members.
I'm going to do that tonight, I think.
Okay.
I've been putting it off.
Do it.
That's what I do best.
Fucking do it.
Put things
Listen,
off.
anybody that's part of the nation, get ready, because these are like, I mentioned we want to do Raw. We try to do Raw, where we actually tried to do like a secondary show where it was just kind of like us chit-chatting.
I put it off for so long that when my computer fucked up and Aaron had to reset it, it all got deleted.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. But our road talks are what I believe to be the true Raw.
Yeah, I enjoy them.
You probably have an understanding of how our lives are day to day already just from this show.
You can see the progression of our madness, too, from Monday to Friday on our work week.
But if you want to live vicariously through us,
yeah,
you would have to join that Bones and Tubs $1 tier in order to start listening to that sweet, sweet road talk audio.
Sweet fucking madness.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. It's premium.
Yeah, definitely support us, though. We are slowly gathering the funds required for new microphones.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Go check us out on Instagram.
Instagram.com/Bones and Tubs. That's growing too.
Yeah, leave us comments. Here's the crazy part. You could DM us and we'll probably message you back. It'd be more like to be Bones because...
No, I will definitely message you back.
Because I'm a piece of shit.
I didn't want to say it.
I'll say it for you. Oh, self-deprecation. Mm-hmm. Fucking white people.
Oh, no.
But nah, and if you still got a Facebook, you can check us out on there too.
Facebook.com/Bones and Tubs.
And we will PM you back.
We got a couple people added us on YouTube too. That's what I was trying to get a call to action last week. I'm going to do it again, and you should go over to YouTube. I believe it's youtube.com/Bones and Tubs show. Get us on there.
Subscribe.
We're starting to find strangers. We got more strangers coming and finding us on YouTube than we do all of you, thousands of you motherfuckers out there.
Yeah.
I wish all of you would go out and do it. That way our YouTube numbers would go up.
That'd be sweet.
Because we don't have any way to gauge the numbers.
Yes.
Other than the podcast downloads. And they just don't make sense when you look across the socials.
Yeah.
Where y'all at?
We'd like to thank y'all for listening.
Yeah.
We hope you have a good week. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Yes.
We hope to see you next time.
You'll be here. So will we.
And hope you have a good week.
Yeah.
I said it already, but...
Growl at strangers. We love you.
Oh, we really do.
neighbors